Hey guys, Sam from Manfa Makes and
Loose Mike.
So today we are here with our regular segment on this day, but first welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies, and there have been a few of you join in the last few days. Thank you so very much. I hope you like what you see and I hope you stick around a while because we are always open to new friends and family here at Manfa Makes. So you are of course watching this on Thursday, and that could mean only one thing.
Tile of the week! Thursday!
So if you are new here, every Thursday Mike and I do Tile of the Week, as Mike has just sung to you in his dulcet tones. And Tile of the Week is basically where we are using this book here, 100 Crochet Tiles, edited by Sarah Callard. This was gifted to me in Happy Mail all the way back in July, and as I was opening it and discussing my excitement for it, I verbally basically signed a contract with you all that I was going to do all 100 tiles in this book, one a week until it was done. Well, actually, I discussed it without Mike here, and then when I told him about it, he decided to join along with me, but he had no clue when I first decided
what it would be.
So yes, it is going to take the best part of 2 years to complete. We are currently on week 23, I believe. So we have a fair way to go. But in a couple of weeks' time, guys, we will be a quarter of the way through. But this has been going on since July, and there has been a 2-week break over the Christmas period because if you weren't around, I was on the top of Santa's naughty list and I got the crud for Christmas. So yes, it wasn't the most amazing of Christmases, but at least we had a Christmas and I am thankful for that. And even though I would rather not be ill, it brought me time off that I wouldn't normally have had because I would have been working. So, you know. Anyway, this week, week 23 is the Blooming Pinwheel and the designer is Anna Moray Torres. I still don't know if I'm saying the name right, even though the last how many have been by her. Doubt she watches though, guys, so I don't think it's a big issue. So here is what the Blooming Pinwheel should look like. And yes, I am holding you up just a singular page, not the book, because my book has completely fallen apart. See, these are all the ones we've done. And if you do have this book, please be warned that it might happen to you as well, because for some unknown reason, they have put perforated pages in the join of the book, which means they just very easily. So but please bear that in mind. The book is available on Amazon. We are not associated, not affiliated, just telling you where you can get it if this inspires you and you want to join along. We have several other lovely content creators joining along with us. I'm not going to name them all in case I forget anyone because I don't want them to think that I've forgotten them. And some of them didn't join until we were like 19, 20 tiles in. Yeah. So they are doing the current tile, and they're trying to make ones that we have done before to catch up. So they've actually got double the work at the minute. But thank you so much for all of those that are doing that, because it means you are dedicated to us, you are dedicated to supporting us, and your love and support means the absolute world. And we just love the fact that so many of you have jumped on board, because I never intended for this to be a crochet along, guys. It was just something Mike and I were going to do, and so many of you loved it and have jumped on board. It's fantastic. So my unofficial crochet along is going very, very well, even to the point where a couple of other content creators only jumped in last week. So it is still hot to trot, this little segment of ours. And actually, without getting bogged down in all the analytics and the numbers, this segment every week draws in most of you watching. It's where we get most of our views and most of our comments. So thank you so much, and I am so astounded that this has taken off the way that it has. But it's down to you guys.
Thank you for coming to watch and look at our masterpieces.
Yes. So
some of them anyway.
I then waffled on for another few minutes after showing you. So let me show you again just one more time before you see ours. Now I'm going to switch it up this bit this week. Normally I let Mike show first, but I am showing you mine because you'll understand in a minute. So there is my version of the Blooming Pinwheel. Now it recommended that you used a lightweight 3, which is a DK, and that you use a 3.5mm hook. And that is exactly what I used. I just used scraps out of our scrap bin again, because all of the tiles we have been making so far have been done out of scraps. It was a bit tricky using a 3.5 in the fact that the stitches were much smaller and tighter to weave in ends, especially. Had to get Mike to use his muscles on a few of my ends. This did actually creep over 3 nights, guys. Normally we can get it done on a Sunday, but on Sunday we didn't get to it at our normal time, and then Monday we were hoping to get it finished, but then things happened, you know, life, adulting, parenting, that sort of boring stuff that gets in the way of crochet, meant we didn't get to start on it for a second time until really late. So then last night, which would have been Tuesday, because we're filming this on Wednesday, seeing it on Thursday, we still had 2 more rows to go, but thankfully the last 2 rows were pretty quick and easy. For me, it was an okay pattern. No abnormal or unusual stitches, no unusual techniques that I haven't done before, but then I have been doing it for 8 years, guys, and I do amigurumi. Some of the things you do with the flower in the middle are some things that you do if you do amigurumi, where you crochet into the front loop and leave your back loops exposed, because then you can pick those back loops up on the wrong side of the piece to create the next round of the flower. Because when we were live, one of our gorgeous yarny friends said that there were new techniques that she had never done before, and that worried me a little bit, because this tile was 19 rounds, which has been one of the biggest ones we've done so far. I was already panicking we wouldn't be able to get it done in time, and then when she said there was techniques that she had never done before, I was like, oh no, this is going to be tricky. But I think because I've got amigurumi experience and because I have done some of those techniques on other styles of crochet, I was fine, which meant I was able to explain them okay to Mike, and Mike was able to work his way through it and get to where he needed to be.
Actually, you still have to explain it to me, because I forget things, and well, I don't forget them, but they wouldn't be on the forefront of my mind if I wasn't reading the book. But in the techniques that we've used in this, I have used it in a previous tile, so it wasn't like it was new to me either.
But if nothing else, this crochet tile book is refreshing my mind on some of the things that I don't use regularly. It's very rare that I go into the 3rd loop of a half double crochet, and we had to do that again this week. We did it on a previous tile, but it's not something I find in patterns very often myself. So it's always interesting when they throw something like that in there, because it keeps those a bit fresher in your memory. There are techniques in all of these tiles from the beginning that Mike has had to learn from scratch, because he only learnt to crochet back in April of last year, and obviously to begin with he was doing very beginner friendly patterns, not some of these intricate designs that we're doing now.
And actually, the most intricate things I've done are these tiles.
Yeah.
Even my big projects.
Yeah. So this has been a valuable teaching resource for Mike. It's been a good resource for me to pass on some of my knowledge, to make it easier for Mike to get to grips with some of the techniques you need to do. Because if you are a new crocheter and you're kind of doing it on your own, out on a limb, hoping that a pattern book or a YouTube tutorial is going to see you through, it can be quite daunting, and it could take a few attempts for you to get it right. For Mike, not only having this book to work through, but having me help him physically in the room with him to show him if needs be. Don't do it for him. I demonstrate, rip it out, and then make him do it.
Yes, which annoys me.
He's like, just keep that one, I'll just do all the others. And I'm like, no, this is your tile and your work, you will do it all. So yeah, him physically having someone right here on call to say, yeah, I've forgotten that little bit, or remind me again, or tell me again how you do that. is much easier, because you can't talk to someone doing a video tutorial, can you? They're not going to respond to you, and a book's not going to talk back to you either. So actually I think this is really, really invaluable for Mike's progress with his crochet. Not saying we love each and every tile, not saying that this would be the teaching path I would have chosen deliberately. This was a spontaneous, off the cuff thing, but it's actually working out in both of our favours.
It's an intense program.
But I think it's making Mike progress at a much faster rate than he would if he was going solo and trying to do it off his own back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, you know, without me speaking for you, I think that if you did decide to pick this up without me, you maybe wouldn't have even got this far with any of your crochet, because you might have found that something you just didn't understand, and that would have been that.
Yeah, probably. I think now that we've got far enough in, I think I could go to some of those pages and do them myself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the ones we've already done,
No.
but there are tiles in there that I've never done that I could probably do. But there are also tiles in there that I've never done the technique for, so I cannot do. So if I tried to do one of them solo, that would be probably kiboshed for me. Unless it clicked.
Yeah.
But
I mean, sometimes when we're working on it together, Mike will get to the point where he's like, I just can't get it looking right, or it's just not working, and I have to say, put it down, let's go have a break, or we'll come back to it, you know, in a little bit. And or I'll just say to him, yes, you can, just take a breath, take a minute, try again. Whereas if he didn't have me saying that, he would have just chucked it down. That would have been that. No, can't do it. Done and dusted.
Because I like my stuff to look perfect. So technically I'm a perfectionist, but I'm a lazy perfectionist.
I'm a perfectionist and I like mine to look perfect, but there does have to be a little bit of artistic license. And I think Mike sometimes struggles with the fact that it's not always going to look as perfect as you want it to be, because you are still learning. If you were to make 3 of these one after the other, your third will be your best, because you've done it 2 times before and notice where you've got to iron out the kinks. But the first time doing something, it's not going to be perfect first time. I am my harshest critic. Mike is his own harshest critic. And sometimes we need to bounce off each other to realise that we just need to keep persevering, and we'll get there in the end. So with all that to say, this was okay, but it was very long-winded this week. But I think it was just life that made it long-winded, not the pattern itself. Circumstance. Next week's is a bit of a long one too, so we'll let you know, because if life doesn't interrupt us and it still takes that long, it just means we need to step up our game a little bit, really, doesn't it?
So is it my turn?
It is. Just remember, 5 colours. Now shall you show yours?
1 colour.
Yeah.
But my tightest crochet yet.
Yeah.
If you notice, I've never done it that tight.
No.
I'm about to tell you why.
Hang on. Tell them about your weaving in experience first.
Oh, my weaving in experience.
Yes.
I was recently given by Manfa.
Well, who was gifted to me by one of our other yarny friends in Happy Mail.
A bent needle. I don't know the actual word for him.
I think it's a bent tip.
Bent tip
Darning
needle. Darning needle. There you go.
Don't quote me, guys, but you know the ones.
Who knows?
With the bent end.
Yes. What an eye-opener they were.
Yeah.
Because my normal needles, and I'm happy to say this, they don't weave in ends quite like these bent ones.
He could just glide through the stitches he wanted to weave through like a butter through knife, and he was like, how have I never used one of these before?
But
I said that I had never used one until a couple of months ago. So I've been crocheting for 8 years, nearly 9 years, not discovering a bent needle until 2 months ago.
What a difference it makes, because also they may glide through, but they haven't come out.
No.
And
sometimes you'll get a straggler.
Tiles, if I've used a needle, some of the ends have come out.
Yeah.
Now I did use one colour and I didn't tie in all ends because I didn't have to.
No.
Because I just kept going. But there were points where I had to.
Reattach, yeah.
Because you can see this little bit at the back. We had to work from the back. So I had to tie off and go back to the front. But
But the reason
Amazing.
for the one colour is I said you've got to pick 5 colours, and Mike just looked at the scrap bin and it is jam packed. There are loads of options, don't get me wrong, and he just went, oh, I don't want to pick 5. And I said, well, you can always do it in one colour. You don't have to follow the rules of the book. Crochet is full of artistic license. I said there are so many people that take patterns like this and just do it in one solid colour because they like the contrasting appearance. Because it is exactly the same tile, guys, but they look completely different. You can still see all of his stitch definition. You can still see the pattern contained within it. It's just not as stark and contrasting as the different colours. But they just give 2 different looks to the same project. And I said it'll be less ends to weave in. Well, that sold him, didn't it? Because it's less work.
And I had a new needle.
Yes.
Which
Indeed.
made things more perfect for
But
me.
the biggest news that Mike has to share with you, and there is going to be one of you there's going to be one of you lovelies who's going to love the fact that it's all this colour. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know exactly who you are. But there's going to be another one of you lovelies that might be a little bit, in a minute.
Now, there is a content creator out there, who I will mention in a minute, who has recently said something that I've watched and I've been Farrell's through and through.
Farrell's boy.
Farrell's boy.
You know he uses his 4mm Farrell's Odyssey on every project.
I actually started this project with my Farrell's.
But then you were getting frustrated.
And I am now going to copy...
Hang on, why were you getting frustrated with your Farrell's?
Because the tip on this Farrell's...
The head.
Head is very rounded. And I mean, it's not just rounded one way, it is...
Completely round.
And when you're trying to get into back loops or very tight stitches, it's really difficult.
You've got to remember that Mike's a guy with big... beastie hands as well. So
I love this hook for basic stitches. And the weight of it is amazing. I'm still going to use it.
Yeah, the thickness of the handle in his hand.
I'm still going to use it, especially when my hands are playing up.
Yeah.
I'll just have to struggle through the pointing of it. But I tried Clover. And I crossed over.
And if you don't
John Boy.
If you don't know who that reference is, check out John Boy Crochet. I was getting a little bit... We're wobbling the camera, leaning on the table. I was getting a little bit... because he was huffing and puffing. I can't get in these back loops with this rounded head. It's just so fiddly. It's not working. You know, words to that effect. And I said, I have been telling you... for months, you need to use Clover. No, Farrell's, love them, favourite thing, use it for everything. Protest, 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 protest. I said, please, just for this evening, for this back loop only row, will you please try my 4mm Clover? So he relented, and he did. And within half a round, he went, ooh. And I went, what? And he went, I think I've just been converted.
So
and
John
I've
Boy,
been trying to convert him for months.
So John Boy, in the essence and
the style
to
of
do you proud, I tried Clover and I crossed over.
There you go. So, yes, indeed, this has not been relegated completely. No. So the lovely lady watching who gifted this to us, don't worry, it will still get lots of love and use. But when Mike has to do a bit more fancyfying, dainty crochet, it will be the Clover, I'm afraid. And Manfa is very happy because she's a Clover girl, but also it gives me ideas for Father's Day and his birthday coming up, just saying. But yes, and actually John Boy is one of the ones who jumped on the Tile of the Week bandwagon as well.
Yes, he has.
And seeing as you mentioned John Boy, the nudge nudge wink wink was of course to our lovely Lala, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, whose favourite colour is orange. And she is also doing Tile of the Week Thursday as well.
Yes.
And all
Thank
I'm
you
going
very
to
much.
say to you as well is you might want to keep a close eye on one of our other friends' channels today, because Mike may have done a little cameo somewhere else. And yes, he did do a cameo over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, because he is sometimes used in her intro for Tile of the Week Thursday. But who else has he done an intro for? Well, if you've put down in the comments that you have seen it, let me know who it is. If you do not know who it is, I will, of course, reply to your comment and let you know which content creator he will be appearing on. But I don't want to spoil the surprise for said content creator who is going to release it today. So if you still don't know, put it in your comment, I'll let you know, and then you can head over and watch it for yourself and give her your time and love today as well, please. Everyone that is joining on board with us, I would appreciate if you go and watch all of theirs as well, because they are absolutely fantastic, and especially Lala, because she is doing hers in cotton and she is making either wash rags or dishcloths, and I find it absolutely hilarious when she rates these tiles between a 1 and a 5, with 5 being the best, and if it's 1, 0 or below, she classes it as a butt rag or a butt cloth, because that's all it's fit for. And I get a real kick out of when she tells me that that is what this particular tile is for. It's a little bit of humour. It's a way of letting everyone know that it is not one of her favourite tiles. And at least one area of her body is going to be very clean, because there's been a few in the last few weeks that are not that great. So Lala, thanks for the giggles.
Thank you.
John Boy, thanks for the giggles.
Yeah.
And the lady that I'm hinting at where he is going to do a cameo over on your channel, thank you so much for asking him to do it. That's now 2 of you that are trying to steal my co-host. I don't mind sharing, but come on. I'm joking. They know I'm joking. I love it. It is a boost to Mike's confidence. And I am just so thankful that you have welcomed and loved and supported us as hard and as much as you have.
Mm-hmm.
You are real true friends, and we love you very much for it. And sorry you had to wait a little while, but this one's been working and stuff. Life, adulting, the norm. So please do make sure you keep an eye out for this one appearing somewhere that is not this channel. Let me know if you find him, if you spot him, and let me know what you think of this one, whether you like the change of all the colours, or whether you like the appearance of it all in solid, whether this might have inspired you to use a pattern that uses many colours, but realise that you can do it all in one if you wish, because it looks just as beautiful.
Easier, in my opinion, much more pretty. You can still see the stitches.
Yeah.
But I like those colours.
So aesthetically, he's saying this is more eye-catching, but for ease and keeping it simple, all one colour works as well. Mm-hmm. So there we go. Right, what's up next week? Oh yeah, we're going to be doing baby wheels. So week 24 is going to be baby wheels, and it is by Anna Marie Suarez again. So that's 1, 2, 3. This will be the 3rd of hers that we have done in a row. So there we go. I'm going to try and show you. And this one is deliberately done in all one colour. So maybe we should have waited until next week. But hey ho, it's done now. And that is what baby wheels looks like, guys. She's done it in a pretty baby blue. And that one is 15 rounds. So it's another quite big one. but we are one step closer to being quarter of the way through. So we've got that one and one more, and we're a quarter of the way. Can't believe it. We are steaming through. We have got lots of lovely friends along the way with us, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah.
You guys keep coming back week after week and watching and making it our most successful video of the week here at Manfa Makes, which is marvellous. Just a little quick note at the end. We appreciate any time you can give us. We appreciate any comments you make. We appreciate your love and support in whatever form it comes. However, please, 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 can I remind you all that no matter what content creator you are watching, not just me and Mike, but everybody else that you like to go and visit, it is so, so helpful to us if you leave your thumb. Thumbs are one of the most important and helpful things you can do for us guys. I appreciate you don't have the time to comment. I appreciate sometimes you can't watch the whole video or you only skip to the bit that you want to watch. Obviously it's better if you watch the video from beginning to end, but sometimes that is just not possible. I get it, guys. You've got to do what you can do. But the one thing you can do that takes all of a second is leave your DNA on that thumbprint, please, because that is one of the things that YouTube loves the most from you guys watching, and it is the way you can help your Yarny content creators the most. So please, if you are watching their videos, if you are attending their lives, if you can't do anything else but watch and hit the thumbs up, that is all we could ever ask of you. So please don't forget the thumbs, because we have a lot more views than we have of these. So please give us a thumbs up. You know you want to. It takes a second. Literally, tick, done. Okay, and what I try to do is I hit that thumb before I do anything else. I'll click the video, thumb, then I watch the video. If I'm in a live, I click the thumb before I look at the chat and say hi to everyone. Just maybe get into the habit of clicking that thumb before you do anything else, and it would really, really help us all, more than you could ever know. So please, thumbs, really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, we love you. We have kept you for far too long. I never envisaged this one being this long. I really just wanted to come on quick, but you know, waffle. And I'm sorry, but there was a big announcement.
And I waffled a lot more today. Hey.
Sorry, Fels,
No,
but
Fels
look.
is still there. I have crossed over, but I'm still going to use this one.
Hey guys, I'm a Clover girl, but I can use Fels. I can use the ones that are like tulips but not official tulips. I can use the all metal ones from Amazon that are really, really inexpensive. If this girl needs to crochet, she'll grab any hook and use it, which I'm sure a lot of you will. We just have our preference. My preference will always be a Clover, but I can use other brands, and there are many brands out there. Just need to put that out there, because I'm not affiliated or associated or sponsored by anybody. It's just Manfa really likes Clover, and now Mike really loves his Odyssey, but when it's intricate, this one might creep in. And it's his favourite colour.
Oh yeah.
His favourite size, which is 4mm, is also his favourite colour. Just another little something you want to think about. Anyway, let me stop pushing my Clovers onto Mike and let you go like we said we were gonna. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with Crochet Catch Up, all being well. But until then,
stay safe.
Be kind.
Look after one another.
Get some good quality time in with your loved ones.
Clover.
Get some good quality crafting time in. We will see you in the next one.
Or around the YouTube streets.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye.